Happy Sunday. Just got done with the morning's workout, and I wanted to come on here and talk about some real shit. All right, not necessarily just about your fitness and whatnot, but some real stuff. All right, more so your mindset. All right, everyone has got the mindset to deal with right now. Right, so today, especially as guys, I tend to talk to a lot of men that deal with anger and frustration. All right. And I know women do too. I talk to my wife about her anger, her frustration, and stuff like that. Especially, parents, it can be really challenging. But not only just as parents, right? Anything can frustrate you. Any type of relationship. I mean, even the person that's, just cut you off while you're driving, or the person that's taken up the entire aisle in the grocery store, right? I'm talking from my own things that kind of trigger me sometimes, that I am constantly working on to control my frustrations and my anger, right? It's really important because, let's be honest, frustration, anger, all right, it's all stress to the body, and that stress is really, really, really bad for your health. All right. I talk about it all the time. You can eat all the best foods. You can work out as much as you want. But at the end of the day, if you can't control your stress and your emotions, well, you're fucked. You really are. I know some people that are insanely healthy, even healthier than me. All right. But they have a hard time controlling their emotions, their stress, their anger, their frustration, and they take on too much of that negative energy. All right. And then they don't want to go and confront it. They don't want to talk about it. Most people just want to bury it down deep inside. And now we're kind of just bottling up all of this negative energy within us. And it comes up, even though you may not think about it, right? Past traumas, past experiences and stuff like that will come up in different situations, and you won't even realize that those things that you haven't addressed, that you haven't confronted, that you haven't forgiven or haven't let go of, all right, they're going to still come up, and they're going to still, all right, destroy your health. So it's important. All right. Personally, the last 2 days been dealing with some frustration and some anger. All right. And really where this situation for myself, came on is I try to give everything that I can for the people that I love, the people that I care about, the people that depend on me, that look up to me, and all that kind of stuff. I'm a dad of 2 kids. I've got an amazing wife. I work 6 days a week at Orange Theory Fitness. I play in 4 different bands, and I've got a handful of personal clients as well as group clients. I'm heavily involved in the crypto industry, and all that kind of stuff. And so I've got so many things, on my plate that I'm doing, and I'm not here to complain about those things. But it can get quite overwhelming sometimes. And when I'm trying to do all these different things and, be there to support others and my family and work and the clients and members that I see on a daily basis and everything like that, it can get a little overwhelming. You know what I mean? But these are the decisions that I've chosen to do. These are the things that I've chosen, to partake in and to be a part of. And as well as these are the people that I've chosen to have a relationship with. And sometimes, whether it be your spouse or even your children or a coworker or a friend or anything like that, I find that, especially if you feel like you're doing all this stuff for everyone, and then the lack of appreciation, you know what I mean? The lack of appreciation, I feel, can really frustrate someone and make them angry. All right, I feel that. The lack of appreciation, and especially when we're giving, and people don't respect that. You know what I mean? And they want to take more and take more and take more from you. That's frustrating. And it's important too, because whether it's your spouse or a friend or a coworker or your children or anything like that, if you feel like you're being disrespected by someone, or you feel like you're being taken advantage of by someone, or you feel that someone's not listening to you, but you love that person, or you care for them, or you have a certain level of respect because of your friendship or your relationship, all right, with them, it's really important to be able to talk to them. All right. It's important to address the situation, but in a calm and positive manner, right? We don't want to just go and attack someone and let all our frustration and anger come out. Trust me, I've been there. I've been there. I've flipped out many times, and it's not pretty, all right? And then usually I feel really fucking bad about flipping the fuck out, right? And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But, you know, I'm coming on here to show a little vulnerability and show that, like, hey, you know, I'm just like you. We all deal with all these, you know, different emotions. But I find that the most important thing is how we're able to address our own emotions. Right? Like I said, how well are you at combating stress? How well are you at addressing stress? How well are you at addressing confrontations? How well are you at communicating? All right? To the people around you, to the people that you love, the people that you care about. All right? Because that communication, you addressing certain situations and certain problems that may make you feel, you know, not good. Either, you know, angry, frustrated, less than, anything in that negative, all right, emotional state. It's important to address it, all right? It's important to be like, you know, first, go and try to be able to calm yourself down. And that's what I do with my workouts, right? I couldn't really sleep that much last night. I was, you know, sleep was shit. Kept waking up thinking about a certain situation and whatnot. And so, you know, I was up, did a little bit of my morning, you know, routine for the lymphatic system and just my morning, you know, getting blood flowing and all that kind of stuff going. But then, you know, got my ass to the gym and we did leg day. All right. If you look at my stories, we took the frustration, we took the anger, and I find that me doing that is the best way to just drain it all out. All right. I think about the situations. I try to think, you know, and honestly, like, I get in a really good flow state when I'm working out. A lot of things start to come to me. All right. My mind is really open and everything is flowing. And so I'm able to look at the situation a little bit differently instead of looking at it in the energy, all right, of all of that negativity, all right, the anger, the frustration. That's not what's going to fuel the words that I speak to someone that I care about, right? And it's important. It's important because, again, if you really love or care about someone, you don't want to flip out on them, right? Because if you have, I've done it before. Usually I feel really bad about it. And I'm like, shit, I'm sorry. Like, yes, you pissed me off. And yes, I felt disrespected. And yes, I did not feel appreciated by you. But it's, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. We don't want to take that energy that we feel that someone's putting on us and then redirect it and vomit it on them. That ain't going to do anything, because now they're going to be pissed off and we're just going to continue to create that friction. All right. So it's important. Try to be able to calm yourself down. I love to be able to do something active, get my blood flowing, allow my mind to, like, not really think about those things. And then once I kind of exhaust things, then I find myself in a much, you know, calmer state, a much more clear-minded state, not consumed by the anger and negativity. But again, it's important to go remove yourself from the situation, right? You don't want to sit there and fester within that energy of negativity, of frustration and anger. You got to remove yourself from it, and you got to breathe, right? If you take Orange Theory with me, I talk about the stress and the heart rates, right? When you get stressed out and you get angry, I know my heart's pumping like, you know what I mean? And that's not good. That's stress. So it's important, all right? Take time to either go move your body to get all of that negative energy out, or focus in on your breathing, the 4-second inhale to exhale. Try to calm yourself down. Sometimes I can't always do that. Just breathe and just calm myself down. That's why I have to go to the gym and, like, just put everything I got into it. Everything I got into it until I feel like I'm gonna pass out or throw up. Like, that's it. But I don't, you know, some people call that psycho, but that's what I have to do. You know, sometimes yoga and stretching and breath work will work for me, but sometimes it doesn't. So I gotta know how to go and get rid of the negative energy, either through movement, breath work, or doing something active. That's what helps me. And it helps me to be able to get my mind, you know, clear and work through all that. And then I start to realize, okay, how do I want to handle this situation? How am I going to talk to this person? How am I going to confront this person? How am I going to communicate, you know, with this person or these people, to be able to allow them to understand how I'm feeling and kind of how they made me feel. Because a lot of times they probably don't even know that. They don't even probably realize, you know what I mean, that the words that they spoke to you and how they made you feel. Sometimes maybe they do. All right. Sometimes my wife can be kind of mean. She can say some things and I'm like, you bitch. But I love her, right? And then we talk about it and I'm like, hey, you know, that was a good one. You got me with that one, but hey, you know what I mean? Let's work through this. All right. And sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes we'll realize that shit, we were in the wrong, you know what I mean? And then we've got to come to grips and apologize, right? Because again, if you love or care about that person and they said something to you because of something that you possibly did to them, right? That's communication. We've got to be able to get rid of that, especially if you really care about that person or if they mean something to you in your life. Again, you can't push that down and let it fester, or else it's going to make you sick. Really, it's going to make you sick. All right. And that relationship is never going to be where you want it to be. All right. And again, this can be with your family. This can be with your work. This can be with just normal friends. It could even be with your children. Trust me. All right. I have to sit my boys down and be like, hey, I'm really angry right now. And I don't want to take that on you guys. But you know what? You taking this toy box and throwing it over here and you beating down on your brother and you doing this and you doing this. Guys, how do you think that makes me feel? When I'm trying to do these things for you, you know, I'm trying to take you somewhere fun. I'm trying to play some sports with you. We're trying to be active. We want to do stuff together, right? You guys want to hang out, but you're acting like this. And how do you think that this makes me feel? You know what I mean? So it's important, you know, you got an issue, you know, at work. You don't feel appreciated. You feel disrespected. You feel like you're, you know, someone's putting way more on you than you should. But you have a good relationship with the people that you work with and you care about them. You appreciate them, right? You got to be able to have those talks and be like, hey, look, you know, I'm busting my ass. I'm doing everything I can, you know, and I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel, you know, the acknowledgement and or seen with the work that I'm putting in. And you're asking me to do more and more and more. And I just can't. You know what I mean? And I know these conversations are the hardest conversations to have. But again, all right, if we don't have these conversations, if we don't address these feelings, if we don't address these emotions, if we don't let go of that energy, again, that's what's going to make you sick. All right. And like I said earlier, you can eat all the best foods you can. You can go work out every single day. But if you are harboring and holding on to that negative energy, all those things don't matter. All those things don't matter. It's still going to affect your health, affect your mindset. You're going to have depression. You're going to have anxiety. All right. And that lack of communication, that lack of addressing situations is going to continue to grow and it's going to continue to spill out and everything else. So, all right, it's extremely important. And I know it can be very scary to have these conversations with people, especially the people that you really care about. All right. Because you may feel like you're going to lose that relationship. But here's the deal. All right. At the end of the day, nothing else truly matters besides you and the way that you feel. And if you can have the, what's the word? I don't want to say it, the confidence or, be brave enough to address a situation and confront someone in a positive and loving manner about the way that they made you feel and be able to talk through it and work through it. Yeah, sometimes, you know what? You may find that you don't agree, and that's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree, right? But you have to really think about how much of that agreeing to disagreeing is going to impact you. Does that mean that, hey, you know what? We're going to agree to disagree and we're just going to go our separate ways. Sometimes that's what's got to happen. Sometimes time, all right, is what's going to be able to heal any type of tension that may come on, any type of that negative energy or situations. All right. But usually, I'd say about 75 to 80% of the time, if you have a really good, strong, loving, and happy relationship with a spouse, a partner, or a friend, or coworkers, or anything like that, and even your children, all right, let's say 75 to 80% of the time, they're going to understand, right? Because if they really love you, they're going to listen. And they're going to want to be able to work that out. And you know what I mean? If they don't, then hey, you know what? That's probably most likely life telling you that you don't need that relationship anymore. You don't need that person in your life anymore. And that's okay. All right. Because again, we've got to be able to take care of ourselves. And if someone is not going to respect you and appreciate you for the things that you are doing for them, the work that you are putting in for them, then you need to be able to back off from that. You need to be able to save your energy. All right. And not give all that out, because again, it's just going to harbor and create more frustration, more anger, which is stress. And that stress is detrimental. All right. At the end of the day, the most powerful energy, all right, in this world is forgiveness. So even if you and the person that, you're not, seeing eye to eye with, or you are arguing and whatnot, forgive them. All right. Even if you don't come to terms and you don't, work things out, it's important, all right, to be able to forgive. Even if you have to go your separate ways, forgive them. Because if you hold on to that anger, that frustration, that negative vibration of energy, again, you can go work out, you can go eat all the healthiest foods and everything that you can possibly give yourself. But if you hold on to that negative energy within your heart and in your body, all right, it's going to be detrimental. Doesn't matter what you put in your body, how much you move your body. All right, that is the cancer within this world, is that negative energy, the lack of being able to forgive, the lack of love. All right, love is the most positive and healing thing that we can do. All right, so. And that's kind of just been my journey, you know what I mean? Like I said, I have things that come my way all the time. I think my kids, you know, we have these conversations usually like at least once a day. You know what I mean? And honestly, my kids have really allowed me to, you know, unconditional love is a crazy thing, but being able to forgive is the biggest thing, you know what I mean? You can't be mad at a 2-year-old forever for smashing in your TV. You gotta be like, hey, you know, he's 2. It's just what happens. I'm gonna go get a new TV. Look, I get it, you know. I'm gonna take responsibility for whatever the situation may be, but again, you know what I mean? Or, you know, the person that cut you off on the freeway. I don't even know this person, but now they're pissing me off and I've got all this negative energy. I don't know what's going on with them. They may be a lot later to work than I am today or something like that, or maybe something else happened, but it's important, all right, we don't take on that energy. Or again, maybe your spouse yelled at you because all week long you didn't get your laundry in the fucking basket that was just 5 feet away. I'm sorry. I know I'm bad at that. Any other guys can't get the laundry in their basket and your wife yells at you all the time? I try, but you know, sometimes it's dark and I can't see and I'm in a rush and you know, but you know what I mean? I gotta be like, yeah, you're right. You know, I can do better. So again, all right, it's all about just being honest with yourself. All right, putting up your boundaries, respecting yourself. But again, if you feel that someone is not respecting you, not appreciating you, asking for too much, and you just feel overwhelmed, it's important to address the situation. Just ask that individual, hey, can we go talk? Go talk it out. Go talk it out. Because again, pushing that down, sweeping it underneath the rug and acting like nothing happened, it's only going to continue to stack up. And then one day shit's just gonna fucking blow up. And then it's gonna be really bad. All right. But you have an opportunity to be able to see your energy by addressing that situation, by talking, by confronting, and trying to work it out. And as long as you come to that conversation in a loving vibration, get out of your mind, get out of your frustrating emotions and come down into your heart. All right. That's the biggest thing. And a lot of times if it's fresh, right, frustration, it's really hard to get out of that mind and into your heart and be able to talk from the heart, right, and address and all that, because again, that's coming from a loving place, an actual caring place. If we just want to be right about something and we just want this, that's because you're insecure. All right. There's nothing about I'm right, no, like that's just insecurity. All right. It's important to have a conversation. It's important to hear the other person's perspective, how the other person felt as well. Because again, sometimes we could have done something that triggered their reaction and we don't even know that. All right. And now we're frustrated because they responded or reacted in a certain way that we didn't like. And then it just continues to build and grow and then it blows up. But if we can be like, shit, that really hurt me. I didn't like that. But then go, you know, take some time to breathe it out and work it through and be like, hey, you know, can I talk to you? I just want to let you know that, you know, what you said the other day or what you did the other day, it really hurt my feelings. Like it really did, you know. I really care about you. I love you, or I appreciate you, and I have tons of respect for you. You know, and I do as much as I can to be able to, you know, for you or with you or whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Whatever the situation may be. And, you know, you tell them, I felt disrespected. I'm not feeling appreciated for all this that I'm putting in. You know what I mean? I don't feel loved. I don't feel, you know, there's a lack, there's a certain reason on why you feel the way you do. There's a certain action or something that happened that triggered these emotions within you. And it's important not to just say, I'm pissed off, you disrespected me, you. It's important to say, hey, this is what, you said this, or you did this, and it really hurt me. It really made me sad. It really made me, you know, feel upset. It really made me feel like you don't love me or you don't respect me, or that maybe there was something that I did that made you, you know, say these things to me or react this way to me. You know, what's going on? And then just take a minute and let them talk. Let them respond to you addressing them. And you know what I mean? Here's the deal, is that they may not be in the right energy to be, they may come off, you know, defensive, or they may come off, you know, angry and stuff like that. And that's why it's important to be able to come to that situation with a clear, level-headed, and out of that love. Because if you address something that could possibly trigger them and make them angry and frustrated, they're gonna put that energy right out on you, right? They're gonna, what? I didn't do that. And then you take that energy and then, well, you, and then it's just boom, 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 energy back and forth that's in this really bad negative state. So if you can come, all right, in a positive, loving manner to address a situation from the heart, I want to address this because I care about you. I care about our relationship. But you did make me feel this way, and I needed to talk to you about this because I felt like this for this long. Why did we get to this point? And then listen. Shut the fuck up and fucking listen. All right, trust me, that's been something that I've had a hard time, is just shutting my fucking mouth and listen. All right, and the better we can get at listening, well, the more we're going to be able to gain, all right? We are all made with one mouth, but two ears. It means we should be doing double the listening, all right? Less talking. So, I know I fucking talk a lot, so I'm working on it, all right? But, again, address the situation, you know? If you have that conversation and the other person freaks out, you know what I mean? Let them get it all out. Don't react. Take a minute to breathe and respond, right? That's something that's very important. These are real words of wisdom. We can react or we can respond to any situation. A reaction is you reacting, not thinking to something, all right? It's just a reaction. We react, right? But when we respond, that is when you listened. You take a moment and you actually put your heart into it and respond. All right, again, reactions and responses to situations when dealing with another individual are extremely important because, again, reactions are impulse. You're not going to think really clearly, you know, about how you're reacting to that situation. Someone does something that you don't like, you flip out. That's your reaction. Someone does something you don't like, you take a moment, you think about it, and you respond in the right and correct and positive manner, right? That's a response because you think about things. Reactions, you don't think. It's impulse. You just automatically blah, 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 blah. But when you respond, you take it in, you're like, all right, yeah. This person just cut me off on the freeway. Whatever. They obviously are in a rush to get somewhere. They're obviously in more stress than I am right now. I don't need to take their energy on. All right, but a reaction is you, bam, 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 fuck you, what the fuck you doing? Get in my way, get the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, that's a reaction. All right? And I know we've all been there, all right? We've all been there. So it's important to take note. Someone says something you don't like, someone disrespects you, someone doesn't appreciate you, someone, you know, puts that negative energy, someone affects you in a negative way. Try not to respond, or try not to react. Try to take a minute, process it, think about it. All right, get yourself into the right mind state. Don't allow the things to trigger the reaction. Respond from the heart. All right, because again, people do things because you don't even know what's happened to them or what's going on within their day or any of these things, and then we just want, bam, react to it instead of you need to respond. All right, and so the whole point of this is being able to deal with your emotions, the negative emotions, the anger, the frustration, all right, the feelings of lack of appreciation, the feeling of being disrespected. It's something that we all go through, something that I go through. I just went through it. And that's why I'm trying to come on here and talk to you about how I deal with these things. All right. Because in the past, I used to react to everything. All right. I was always getting in physical fights. I was always getting angry and yelling and screaming at people and just like, blah, you know what I mean? And it didn't feel good. I was sick a lot. I was angry. I was not happy. All right. My body didn't feel right. My life wasn't good because I was constantly in that lower vibration and constantly up here in the mind and not into the heart. So again, whether it be your partner, your spouse, your kids, work, a friend, anything like that, all right? We got elections coming up, and that's gonna really spark a lot of shit. Fuck all that. All right, the separation, dude, look, you gotta really find what's important. Again, your spouse, kids, your friends, your coworkers, anyone that you really care about and that you respect. You know what I mean? Again, if they say or do something that doesn't vibe with you, or you feel disrespected, or you don't feel appreciated, and all these things, you gotta be able to address those and respond correctly. Don't go attack them. Take a deep breath, and again, come to them in a loving manner from the heart and say, hey, this is how you made me feel. It's not feeling good. What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Did I do something to you? Is there a miscommunication here? How can we fix this? Right? Instead of letting that anger and that frustration harbor. But sometimes, and we've got to be prepared for this, sometimes it's just not the right time to fix. And you've got to be able to listen and hear that other person out and be like, okay, hey, I get it. It just sounds like we're going to have to agree to disagree. And, you know, it's important for you to be able to say, hey, well, look, you know, if that's the case, I love you. I respect you. I care about you. I really appreciate the friendship, relationship, the time, all these things that we've been able to do together. All right. Because as I look back, it brought me a lot of happiness. It brought me a lot of love. But right now, I guess it's just time for us to just take some time apart. And that is okay. And to be able to leave the situation, as long as you leave the situation in a loving manner, all right? It doesn't really matter how they, you know, we can want them to be able to be happy, but sometimes, again, they've got to get themselves in the right state, and we can't do that to people. We can't force someone to get into the right state, right? But it's important for us to show them love. If we want love, we got to show them love, right? So it's important for us to be able to show them the love and be able to remove ourselves from the relationship or the situation, right? In that positive manner, And by you being able to walk away in that vibration and state of love, all right, they're going to be like, whoa, shit. Again, all right, you may catch them off guard. They may not be ready to hear those things. And that's why, yeah, it's okay to agree to disagree. And it's important for you, all right, to be able to be okay with that and walk away with that. Because again, all right, they weren't necessarily maybe prepared for that. You know, you may have caught them off guard, and they may respond or react, right? They may either respond or react. Most individuals will usually react, and we've got to be prepared for that. But over time, and if that relationship is really meant to be, if you were meant to be in that relationship, if you were meant to work together, if you were meant to be together, time will heal it. And time will allow them to come to a different understanding. Time will allow them to come into a different vibration and be like, hey, you know what? Shit, what you said the other day, I wasn't ready for that. You kind of caught me off guard, and I didn't handle that situation correctly. And if you're lucky, they may apologize, and that's them doing a lot of really good work. If they can come to a understanding that they hurt you and they want to apologize, like, that's amazing. That means that they went and they thought about it, and now they're coming back and responding to you, all right? And they're growing. And again, that time apart, again, it's important to be able to let that time happen, because again, all right away, most want to react to something. They don't think, they just react, right? It's impulse. emotionally or physically, impulse, reaction. But when someone responds, they're able to take time to think, whether that may be a few seconds, whether that may be several minutes, whether that may be hours, days, or months. That time is what really possibly heals, right? Because it gives them time to think about it, reflect about it, and then come to a better understanding of what happened. All right. So again, I'm going to be talking a lot more about our emotions, our stress. I'm going to be coming on here. I'm finding that it's more important for me to be vulnerable and share what I'm going through, because again, I'm a human being just like you, right? Sometimes I put on, no, but I got 2 legs, 2 arms, a brain, a heart, all that stuff, just like you. And I deal with the same things and the same feelings and the same frustrations and the same emotions, just like you. All right. No different. I'm only trying to be able to learn and teach myself to be better. And from the situations that I have to go through, to the emotions I have to go through, all right, if I'm not sharing how I'm figuring out how to be better, then what am I really doing, right? So again, I want to come on here and just share with you how I am trying to be better, how I am dealing with my situations, both the good and the bad, right? Both the good and the bad. Because a lot of times everyone just wants to show all the good shit. But really where people are going to learn and be able to connect and grow the most is from the bad shit. How we get through that shit. All right. So I'm feeling a lot better now. All right. I got to get a workout in. I got to come on here and talk and vent a little bit and see some of my friends on here that I do love and I do care about. And I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. This is something that you want to dive more into. All right. Doing my 90-day transformation program, the live program where I'm doing it with you. It starts tomorrow. Still taking sign up. So if you want to get involved, you can hit the link in my bio and click on that and go sign up. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I will be releasing this as a self-paced program as well. And again, we talk about, I'm all about total body wellness, right? Total body wellness is your movement, is your consumption, but also, all right, the stress, the mind, the emotions, all of that. This is total body wellness. All right. And if you want to dive deeper into some of the, spiritual and esoteric and exoteric type of stuff that I talk about, go check me out on my other page, Spiritual Misfit. There we talk about all kinds of stuff, right? The other day we were talking about Bitcoin. We were talking about world events. I break down all my crystals. I break down energy. I break down all of, all the weird shit that I'm into. But if that's something that you're getting into, hey, go find me there. If you didn't know, I'm a certified crystal energy healer. I do all that. I talk about, I've grown tons of fruits and vegetables. I love all these things. So you want to talk about a lot more stuff than just moving your body and the foods to eat and your mindset, go check me out over there on Spiritual Misfit. And yeah, all right. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing Sunday. I got to get back home so my wife can get to the gym now, and I'm on daddy duty. We're going to go juice, do all that stuff. We got to go to the farmer's market, and then I got to get out in nature. Ground my mind, body, and soul out in some nature. It's a beautiful day out, so I'm going to go try to get that done. Other than that, we'll see you next time. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have an amazing Sunday. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.